So today we're at the Minsi Lake Park. Now, we're here in Pennsylvania, so New York and New Jersey charge fees for their parks. I know New York, especially Long Island, will charge for the state and the county parks. Some beaches, if you're not a municipal resident, you're not allowed in. Pennsylvania, on the other hand, doesn't have any of that. What I like is this is nature and it's available for public use, public enjoyment, public recreation. So, the unfortunate thing, I don't think there's a loop trail that goes around the entire lake, but you do get to see a good chunk of it. And today's video here will be showing you what is on offer here. Lake Minsi Park is just outside of Bangor, Pennsylvania. Bangor is one of a handful of towns, roughly 5 or 6, that constitute an area, region of Pennsylvania called the Slate Belt. Now, Pennsylvania is known for its coal. It's also known for its steel industry, and of course the decline of both, and the unemployment that's come right along with that. But before coal, before steel, slate was a major part of the economy. And if you watch the Holly, PA video, they actually had sidewalks made with these large chunks of slate. So instead of paying for concrete, you just use naturally available slate, which is a good deal cheaper. Old schoolrooms also used to have slate blackboards as well. And there are houses around Pennsylvania, at least, that I've seen that have slate tiles for their roof. Again, it's mainly a Pennsylvania thing. I haven't really seen that in either New York or New Jersey. Since slate's fallen out of favor, it's no longer widely used. There's not really a whole lot in the way of jobs here. But as you can see, got a good bit of nature here. Again, let's see about showing you off some of that scenery. Surely minutes before 10 o'clock in the morning, so it's actually fairly quiet here. See that? Another Subaru. So the parking lot isn't exactly buzzing, but in the afternoons this does see an awful lot of traffic, foot traffic. Now up ahead here, to help bring local bird life back, native bird life back, Northampton County and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania these plastic units, kind of big bulbs with a long neck, and that's for housing the what's called the purple martin. Industry and pollution and everything kind of drove local wildlife away. Now that the industry is gone, the big thing is bringing back local wildlife. And Pennsylvania heavily relied on its lumber for industry. There was actually a time when Pennsylvania was actually barren of trees. So the lumber industry basically died out. There's no wood, there's no lumber industry. So what do? How do you bring back local wildlife? Well, fortunately, there seems to be a sudden, it's very slight, very slow, but very marked return of the purple martin. Very nice. There's a trash can, picnic tables. And on the fortunate side, people that use the area don't pollute. There's no garbage. Might be the occasional bit of noise pollution. But ultimately, now I forget what body of water feeds into this lake, but it is a dammed lake, so it is man-made. They actually had to divert the water. They were knocking down an old dam, which we'll see here towards the end of the walk, and they rebuilt it. Again, we'll show you a little bit later on what that looks like. So I don't remember the name of the body of water that feeds into that, but they had to do some pretty neat engineering to replace that dam. This is one of the few things I find interesting. Not with a lot of the other county parks here in Northampton County. There's a really strong commitment to attracting local wildlife back, but they'll also plant local trees, shrubbery, flowers to aid in that recovery of wildlife habitat. Excuse me as I talk through burps. I've recently had breakfast. Let me see. As I said, we're right about 10 o'clock here on a Saturday morning. Wasn't really much in the way of traffic in the parking lot, but as you can see, virtually here alone. Now I'm not sure, since I don't really fish, not really sure of the rules. I know they've got people dockside fishing off the docks. But you can kind of make out some people on boats. We saw the boat launch there when we first started off. I didn't really put the camera that way, but there is a boat launch on that side. There's also another boat launch, the opposite parking lot here. There's two parking lots that serve the Lake Minsi. But as you can see, the reeds, apparently this is a great spot for indigenous fish. I'm not really sure, because of the dam, I'm not really sure if fish are able to come up here to spawn. I don't believe they are, but that would make this a stocked waterway, where somebody actually stocks the lake of fish. Normally they've got signage to that effect, so I haven't seen any signs. So somehow fish are getting up here and reproducing on their own. Don't know how. Again, I'm not really into fishing, so I'm not exactly the person to answer those questions. More the person to ask them. The sky's beautiful. It's in the lower 70s right now. Forecast is to be in the 80s. Not a cloud in the sky. I'm going to come around the corner here and show you something cool. Now to help you get your bearings, over there is where we started. We've walked that little stretch. I don't know if you can make it out there, but that ridge, that is part of the Appalachian Mountains. Yes, the Appalachian Trail runs pretty close by. Depending on which access route, I could be anywhere from 6 minutes to about half hour away from the Appalachian Trail. Now some of these boaters will come on just to row, or just to spend some time, or to actually fish. As I said, there's 2 boat launches here. There's the Appalachian Trail there in the background. Here of Lake Minsi. You get that late morning sunlight kind of just get into your eyes. There's normally a lot more bird activity here, with the place being a lot of birds here last time I visited. Well, this is one of those. You can come out here and fish. Aside from visitors enjoying the nature, it's actually quite serene here. Very quiet. We're actually, August 15th, so in the middle of the month of August. So it's a while yet before you'll see the change of the leaves. Won't be about October before that happens. What's nice about the way that they've kept this park, they do keep the native trees rather than chopping them down. And this is part of where the dam's construction starts. Not like many dams in the country. It's an earthen dam. And it's held up surprisingly well over the years. I'll show you the spillway was what they ripped apart and reconstructed. I believe that was steel reinforced concrete. All the freeze-thaw cycles just became less and less effective at doing its job correctly, inching closer to structural failure, so they ended up replacing it. We'll show you that here towards the end. Morning.
Good morning.
Now I know down here is the creek that drains the lake. As I said though, I'm not 100% sure on what body of water fills this lake. I know it was a good 2 years after they replaced the spillway before the lake finally filled back up again. Now with the view to preventing the water level from getting too high, compromising the dam, there's a pressure spillway to relieve that water pressure. Water enters here, through the dam, and out the other side. Proof that something is filling the lake. Again, I just don't know where. Those are observation wells. Now the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection does monitor for a couple different things. Not sure if how significant the threat to water pollution is. A lot of the Commonwealth does have very clear, crystal clear water. So that's refreshing. That your pollution isn't a major problem while you're trying to enjoy nature. Been here over the years in autumn, and it's very bright, especially with the mountains in the background, the way the autumn colors, the change, the red, the yellows, oranges do pop. I might have to come back here for an autumn video, especially since this is pretty close. It's very close to home. But I'll put this as one of those free getaway videos. I'm based in the Lehigh Valley of Pennsylvania, so if you're within driver distance of that, this is a day trip. And there's actually quite a lot to do and see here in the area. My main focus is on things that don't cost you a whole hell of a lot of money. Ideally free. It's just a lot easier as far as travel and planning and all that. Coming up here now on the spillway, I'll show you a little bit as we get closer. One of those purple martins flying around. Now the water level's fallen. Last time I was here, water was spilling all over the causeway. Let me go down and do a bit of exploring here. I don't slip. My grass still has dew on it. See, we're cutting out again. This can't be good. We'll see what we see. There's a problem in Hawley, Pennsylvania as well. Only getting short clips. We'll try to power through. In fact, let me see about reseating this memory card, see maybe if that helps. I will catch you on the flip side. Alright, so we've tried reseating the battery and the memory card. Let's see. Let's see if that fucking takes care of the camera shutting down. As you can see, it's kind of starting to fill up with people now. Mid-morning. Which is to be expected. Is that a greyhound?
Yeah.
Beautiful dog.
Oh, thank you.
I didn't point these out too much in the beginning of the video. But Northampton County's spent money on brand new benches as well. Not just the picnic benches, but just benches just to sit. It's not so much hot right now as is the humidity, which has been quite vexing here in 2026. As I said, I know I've been here before in autumn. An entire ridge lights up in colors. Of course, this side here doesn't disappoint either. The more I keep talking about it, the more I think I'm going to have to do an autumn video. don't know if you can make it out down there, but evenly spaced are some wooden birdhouses. Again, I'm not sure if that's a continuation of that project with those plastic houses for the purple martins, or those are for other birds. But either way, it's nice to see county money not going to a Walmart or a data center, but to nature. Nice to see Northampton County investing in things that matter. Things the public can enjoy, not corporations. This spillway looks to be older. I think that's more of a sort of a pressure thing to release the water, to let some of the water out, let some of the pressure out. Not sure if that's part of the original design. That does look to be older. Like with much of these walks, I don't really do my investigation beforehand. I do it after. And it's nice to just take in the scenes and think through what it is you're looking at. Humidity is actually getting pretty galling. There's another parking lot the other side of that spillway. As I said, I don't believe all those paths link together. I don't think there's a circuit around Lake Minsi proper. I'm not sure if that's because it abuts against private property, or if there's an issue with getting trails through marshland, if there's any wetlands, anything of that nature. That I can't be assured of. We're starting to fill up here with people. Morning. I want to go to disturb the birdhouse on the off chance birds are actually using it. You drive away the parents, and depending on the age of the chicks, you could leave them pretty defenseless. I don't want to go doing any of that. It's hard to say what the birthing is for the birds. The change in the seasons kind of offset by a month. That might offset when the birds are, when they hatch from their eggs. That's messed things up. There's a birdhouse at my house where I figured the birds had started nesting about a month later than was normal. We still see the birds, the parents leaving, returning with food. Haven't seen the chicks yet, so that's got to be a good sign. They're being fed, they're growing. Now it's been about a month. Now, I don't expect them to be flying, ready to fly just yet, but I imagine very soon we'll be seeing those birds fly. Quite literally, fly out of the nest. But I don't want to go sticking the camera in a birdhouse and undoing a very delicate balance of nature here in the throes of climate change. I just can't believe how hot it is, how humid it is. You almost feel the humidity, can't you? Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's actually nice to see the park getting used. Most people are on their phones. It's nice to see a family getting out and about. As you may have guessed, we're getting closer to the parking lot. About wrap the video up here. Like I said, I've reseated that memory card and it seems to work. I'm not getting that memory card full message anymore, so we might be lucky. Debating on one additional stop. We'll see how things go though. And with that, it's about gonna do it for me. We'll see you on the flip side.